So automation area had a couple of changes. So namely, the order of executions is now different. So if I use an example like this, what I mean by executions is that if I define different buckets like these are called separately anyway. So if the first one will be initiated, you can't share between two buckets in the automation. What I mean by that is you can't share data between these two items here. Only data can be shared in this execution blob together. But the execution order means that all the dynamics calls will be actually done first before the module ones are actually done. So it was actually the other way around in automation than the regular pages. So this has been corrected in the latest version. Another change is that you can now create actually public automation pages. So the same setting that you had here previously, if you set this one, it means the entire automation area will actually skip all the trigger key authentication methods, and you can send in notifications from some services that cannot actually add trigger key authentication. So this is mostly relevant for payment systems and systems where you don't have any control over the what headers they send or how to make some HMAC keys to these sending items. So it should make that a lot simpler. These pages don't expose any possibilities, so you can't actually trigger additional keys here, so that there's no real security risk with this. This was just for sorry. This was just for checking the integrity of the data. All right, this one. So another one that is added, we actually get some page for this one instead. Which one would be awesome? Let's take this one. Let's skip this step. Okay. So we previously had this this get navbat tool. So this one just creates like a URL for us, and it's always correct. So you don't need to switch the URLs or create some manual URLs based on either if there's something is running on custom domain or it's a public or non-public page. So it will automatically update the link based on that. So this one actually had a new addition as well. So you can actually set in a custom language parameter. So the regular one, if you don't pass nothing in there, it will take the current one from the current context, which is EN here. And the second one here will use the one that you actually provide. So this is useful for creating some kind of language switch options and stuff like that into it. All right. So next one is this is mostly an update. Since we are going to this area anyway, I'll just use it. So I have a sample here that is using chaining for PIM. I get some kind of report from reports API and chain PIM results into the results with the IDs. So this is just a sample. Probably someone has already used it, but you can also use the PIM filter function to make these chains possible. So here is an extreme sample where this report has double nested data, where it has data and it has rows underneath it, which produces product IDs. So I'm just gonna wait a second. Yeah, let me get this one as well. Right. So if I test this out right now, it should get nothing. Yeah, the problem is that this one here is basically producing a non-flat result. So in order to actually use it, we have this option that was not actually documented before, but I now added it. So you can actually use this kind of function on top of it to actually make it work on any kind of nested results like these, even if it's even worse like this one. So if I use this now, it takes a bit of time. Some of these. Yep. So it now produces the results where I change these results here. Only problem that is here now is that we can see the results contain duplicate items. So probably want to also get rid of those. So you can use another one, which is new, is unique. And you can also chain that into that result. And that means it will automatically also get rid of all the duplicate items inside that chaining option. So yeah, a quick one for that one. Right. So that's it for that one. But there is now another one that I want to show. So a new option, which is relevant for basically static or presets. So previously it was impossible to set dynamic dates or inputs as defaults that would depend on current date. So there's a new one called set default date function, which takes input current time zone. And the second one is the go date format for it. So if I run this one, it should give us today, right now in UTC format. So we have this one here. So you can set like default values into some kind of queries that should run immediately, basically. The option also has possibility to set the date into future or in the past. So there is an optional third parameter here, which is what we adjust this by. So it can take in minutes, hours, days, months, or years. So let's just use months, and let's say this is end date. So if I use this one, then I should have two ones, which is the end date is month in the future and start date was right now. And this, of course, also works with negative. So if I want to get my start date, which is like, let's say 7 days ago, it works the same way. So the start date is 7 days ago and end date is right now. So you can use this one to set the defaults. Right. Yeah, and now another one. Actually, let me ping up a better page to actually demo this one. So what I've set up here is some kind of page that creates a pretty massive query into Erpgo API, has a lot of data in it. So it takes a bit of time to load. So I'm just printing out the huge content JSON here. And let's just time it here. So 2.8 seconds to load the data. So there's an optional thing, which is only relevant probably for static stuff or something that doesn't need to update as frequently as needed. There is an experimental option here, which basically adds HTML headers to this page. So you can activate it here, and you can set a custom age for this item. So just for this test, let's add 60 seconds. This means now that if you load this one, browser will now cache this result into the result. And if I reload, you see it never flickers. It actually responds with not modified because the data is actually the same. And this happens like 60 seconds. And this kind of makes some pages work like pretty much immediately. So if I duplicate this page, data is already there. And this kind of makes some pages like seem like it's like false fast. So yeah, if there are updates in the between time, then it will update automatically. So you can test around what works with this setting for you. So yeah, if I make a change, this will automatically invalidate all the caching times, and the data will be reset. And also, just removing this setting will also refresh everything back to the normal things. All right. So the next one, the last one, is something that I control on the development server, but this is the shopping cart feature, which uses the new APIs. So I've set up a very small demo page to actually show this. It doesn't like show the most part of the new shopping cart functionality, but very basic stuff of it. So maybe it gives an idea how it can be used. So this is just some sample starting page. I've set up the routing here, so it uses the custom pathing with partials only. So it's just like a single page with switching between the partials. So the new stuff here is the init shopping cart feature here. For this demo, I'm just gonna manually set the shopping cart ID to it. So this is some ID that the user can provide, or you can let the server decide on a custom one for you. But you can use this ID to kind of make all the product calls or the calls with this feature in the future. So all the ad products and stuff like that will be defined by this one. So for public pages, you would probably want to assign the current session or rely on the automatically generated key for this one. So essentially the idea, but the purpose of this shopping cart feature was that it should provide a very simple interface to run calculate shopping cart and the eventual ordering creation with minimal input. And also it doesn't expose any possibilities to adjust manually the prices. So it bases all the calculations automatically underneath it with the calculate shopping cart, and you just add products basically to the shopping cart and finalize that one. So let's just quickly go over. I have this shop page, which basically initializes the thing and uses the navigation. I have a cart page partial here, which is very simple, just table and loads information from the shopping cart. So I use the same initialized shopping cart feature to actually read the results. And there is also the shop part, which is I've set up just with the specific demo group here that picks up products there and creates that input. And also the thank you page that is just in the end of the thing. So yeah, that just opened up. So the first page here, do mind it's going to be slow. I'm running it, both of these services locally. So what I've done here is it always reads what's in the cart right now, but in the total items. And these whopping 3 products here are just using an add product call. Actually pick up the Swagger documentation for a second. It actually show that thing. So this is the initialization call that I use, and this is the add product call that I'm using. So the amount is actually optional here. So you can, if you leave it 0, it always appends by 1, but you can also add more. But the thing here is that this one always adds products. So if you want to use something that changes to a specific amount, then you can use the patch call here instead. You can also remove a product completely using that one. So let's go back to the demo. Where is it? Here. So if I click this one, it calls that add product call to the shopping cart and runs automatically all the calculations underneath it and adds those products there. So if I add some more products, it also runs everything underneath it there. So if I add more, we should have automatically, and this is done in memory right now. It's not creating anything that is physically going to be remaining on the server. So if I go to my shopping cart, which just reads the same result that I got from the first result, it just gives an indication. So if I check the results here, we can see all the values that it actually prints out based on those calculation results that we had there. So here I've actually set up a promotion on this account that gives 25% if I have more than 5 products. So we can, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, need to start again. Oh yeah, I graded some order. But yeah, let's quickly try to do that again. So let's add this nail. And let's go here, back here. And let's have 5 of this product. Yeah, I haven't created any names here yet, but you can easily do it. So yeah, I added 5 products and it automatically added all the discounts and the totals based on that. Calculate shopping cart automatically, but the inputs were always bare minimum. So let's actually finalize this one. And if you finalize this one, it actually creates that specific document in the back office. So if I go to back office, and I'm not sure if this is the one. Was it the one? Yeah, it's this one. So yeah, we can see here, it created the same, basically right now, order type into our back office when it's completed automatically with all the discounts and everything automatically. There is additional options here that I didn't add into the demo, but one of the major ones is that I can actually make it work like this if I maintain order with cart and call this in the beginning of the call, like here. Then it means that it will actually immediately, when someone adds something into the cart, it will immediately create that order for you and also maintain every changes that you do during that cart operation. The only difference is that it's not confirmed until the user actually completes it. So this is for use cases where some shops maybe want to see what people add to the carts, but don't actually buy them in the end. So let's open up this one. So if I add this nail here, I didn't actually buy anything. So if I go to the orders again here, it's going to be under incoming because it's this one, because it's not confirmed. So all the changes that I did on that order will be reflected on this unconfirmed order until it's completed or abandoned. So yeah, there's a couple of other things that this demo doesn't cover, but as soon as this gets released, then you can check it out. And I will also write quick documentation for this one. So the biggest parts are that you can actually update the entire shopping cart with one call if you need it, and a couple of other smaller things as well. All right, that is it. Sorry for the long demo.
Yeah, very cool updates. Thanks.